Look, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not normally like this. You guys know me. I'm a huge advocate for budget gear. But this lens is just stupidly cheap, and it shows. At $50, this is the lightest, just most plasticky, cheap feeling lens I think I've ever held in my life. It makes a sound when you shake it. That's not even... Even the autofocus sound is kind of disgusting. Sounds like a RC car with a dead battery. If I was to describe the build quality of this lens, I'd say it feels like it came straight out of a McDonald's Happy Meal. And yet, despite all of that, it's actually a pretty good lens. Man, if you thought vlogging was fun before, try doing it with a giant full-frame camera and a GoPro on your head. Now, there's this funny trend on YouTube where if I talk negatively about a product, the video always does worse than if I talk positively about it. And I think a lot of that has to do with if someone owns the product and then I bash it a little bit, they get offended. They're like, no, it's not bad. This is what I use. Don't take anything I say super seriously, but I am genuinely trying to help you guys out. I'm trying to let you know what you're getting into before you buy something. That's the goal. And the Yongnuo 50mm lens is the cheapest feeling lens I've ever used, as well as the cheapest. It's the cheapest. It's $50. It's the cheapest lens. So quite frankly, when it comes to lenses, you get what you pay for. And for $50, you're not getting a whole lot. But also I get it. I've been in the trenches working my way up from budget gear. The reason I have this lens in the first place is because at a point in my life when I was just getting into photo video, I couldn't really afford to drop $125 on the Canon version. Like, I get it. I've totally been there. Now, I actually haven't shot on this lens in probably 2 years. I only used it for, I don't know, 6 months or so when I was just starting out. So I'm picking it up today and I want to see what we can capture with it. Because for $50, there are a lot of good things you get with the lens. It's super light, it's got an f1.8 aperture, so you get a super shallow depth of field, you get awesome low light. It's 50mm, which is a great focal length, and it's an EF mount, meaning it works with full frame and crop sensor cameras. $50 for a full frame 50mm f1.8, not a bad buy. I'm genuinely curious to find out today, how good is this lens? Can we get cinematic footage with it? There's only one way to find out. So I'm just gonna go to a couple places. This is just a short little hike. I'm gonna shoot a sequence here and just see what kind of footage we can get with a $50 lens. Okay, so the first sequence I wanted to shoot was just some super basic, generic nature B-roll. If you just slap the lens on the camera, went on a hike, this is the sort of footage you could expect to get with it. To anyone I've ever told you can't vlog on 50mm, I take it all back. Look how intense everything looks. I don't have anyone to help me film, but this is what it would look like if you were shooting super tight close-ups with this lens. It looks something like this. And just looking at the screen, it looks pretty dang good. So I'm gonna try and keep this video super open-ended, super real-world based. Just looking at this footage, is it sharp enough for you? How's the bokeh? How's the chromatic aberration? How's it look to you? Yes, YouTube's probably compressing the quality, but does it look good? Would you be happy with this footage? Keep all of that in mind, and here's the next sequence. This is just some super generic tech review style footage. Admittedly, my phone's got a few scratches, but you know, look past that. We're looking at the lens quality, not my phone quality. So without further ado, here's the next sequence. And I figured this is as good a time as any to compare the 1080p video quality of the Yongnuo with the Canon. Both 50mm, both f1.8. Can you tell the difference between these lenses? So here's some side-by-side shots. The Yongnuo is on the left, the Canon's on the right. Can you tell a difference in image quality? Now at 100% normal scale, I honestly don't know if I could tell you the difference. They're pretty comparable. When you punch in, it looks like the Canon has a slight edge, but honestly, I don't know if I could tell the difference just looking at some footage. Actually, I do know. There's really no way I'd be able to. Unless it was direct side by side, they're pretty close. Now, if you shoot portraits, you do photography, you've got those high megapixels, the difference might be more apparent, but for me, for video use, it's a pretty close race. And last but not least, to get that stupid joke shot, getting to the video, for the first time in years, I literally went out and, yeah, I bought myself a McDonald's Happy Meal. But then I figured, hey, might as well get a couple shots of that.
Hi, what can I get started for you today?
Hi, can I get a 6-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal?
I'm sorry, what was that?
A 6-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal? Awesome, thank you so much.
Have a good day.
You too. Okay, so now you've seen this lens in action, you've probably already got an opinion of your own. Here are my final thoughts. There's really only one reason to buy this lens, and that's if you're strapped for cash and don't want to buy the Canon version, or, you know, Nikon or whatever mounts they make. The Canon version has more metal, less plastic. It has a silent autofocus versus a loud, gross, annoying autofocus. It's got a little bit better image quality, it's got a smoother autofocus. But all that being said, the proof is in the pudding. The Yongnuo, it holds its own. Why I personally think that this lens is so cool is it really lowers that barrier to entry of getting blurry background, shallow depth of field footage. I mean, a lot of the time, if you want a lens that's at f1.8, f1.4, you're looking at hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. The Yongnuo has an f1.8 aperture for only $50. $50. What can you get with $50? 25 coffees? 10 McDonald's Happy Meals? I don't know if I'm getting my point across, but it's pretty cheap for a camera lens, and one with a fast aperture at that. It feels cheap, it sounds cheap, it looks cheap. It is cheap, but it holds its own with lenses costing hundreds of dollars more when it comes to the actual footage you can get. At least if you're just shooting videos for YouTube. If you're just starting out, it's definitely worth checking out. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had a ton of fun shooting this video, and hopefully you found it helpful. If you haven't heard of this lens before, definitely check it out. There'll be a link down below. And as always, have fun, stay creative, and I'll see you all in the next one.